Hey everyone, welcome to the second piece of our presentation training. Hopefully you just watched the training on how to present the product, but what I'm going to share with you now is a little bit more about how to share the whole presentation with people, the whole business with people, and give you some tips on how to do that effectively. Okay, now ideally as a new IR that's getting started in your health right now, hopefully you have an opportunity to watch a few presentations and also perhaps have your sponsor, your upline, watch you do a few presentations just to get some feedback. I always recommend that for new people. The first is to make sure you attend as many presentations as you can. And don't just sit there like a bump on a log, okay? Make sure you're engaged, make sure you sit forward, make sure you take notes. Not just on the information, which of course is important, but more pay attention to how the person presenting transitions in the presentation. Pay attention to how they build rapport, how they get to know that person, and how they build a relationship and build trust with that person. And be sure to write down tons of questions, okay? Whenever you're watching a presentation, write down a lot of questions so you can ask that person later, hey, why did you say this? Why did you do that? That's how you really begin to master something. And then the second part is, make sure you ask people to perhaps attend your presentation or a few of them so they can see how you do it. You can ask for tips or pointers afterwards. Once again, this process is all about duplicating, as in being able to do things yourself as quickly as possible, as confidently as possible. So you want to role play, practice as much as you can. You want to see as many presentations as you can, and that's how you'll get better. But of course, we all know the number one way to get better is to do it. And before I even get into the entire training, what I'll always say is that always to remember that excitement is everything. Excitement and vision and passion and energy. That's what really moves people. Sometimes people get started and they want to know all the details. They want to know, oh, well, I can't do presentations until I know all the facts. I have to read every last clinical study and every last information about NDS. I need to do every last bit of research. And what I'll tell you is a lot of times when people know so much, they do really long presentations. They try and sell each little point. They try and sell GMP certification. They try and sell NDS. They sell all the facts to people, but that doesn't move people. What moves people is someone on a mission. What moves people is someone with passion. What moves people is someone with belief. What moves people is someone sharing their why. So a lot of times, and this is something that I fell into, especially because I'm someone that's like more intellectual, not smart, just I think a lot, so I always try and I want to sell every point, as opposed to being more concerned with, am I connecting with this person? Does this person trust me? Because if someone trusts me and we have a relationship and I show a strong vision and I show excitement, they're going to want to join what I'm doing. But if I make it all professional, not that you should be professional, but if I'm all professional, like, let me sell you on why NDS is the best. Let me sell you on why this compensation plan is number one. People don't want to be sold. People want to be connected to. People want to have a conversation with you. They don't want to be presented to. So even though we call this a presentation, I want you to think of it as a conversation between you and a friend, you and a family member, you and someone else's friend, and we're just getting to know a human that's just like us, that wants the same things that we want, and we're just going to show them how we found something great here, how we have a mission here, and how they should come along with us if they're interested. If you have that energy, you will attract a lot of people to what you're doing. It's not about selling them on what you're doing. It's about, well, it's not selling them what you're doing, it's selling them on your vision and why you're so excited, what you see for this team and for yourself and for your family and for your kids, and the difference that you can make in the world. And you know what? You should come with us and we're going to do this together. That type of excitement and passion and vision is what moves people. So I just want to preface this training with that, because that is much, much more important than if you do the slides perfectly. The presentation isn't about the slides. It's about the connection you make with the person you're speaking to. It's about the relationship that you build. So some people, they come in here, they just want to present. And that's good. You should definitely go through a lot of people, talk to a lot of people. I definitely think people should do at least 5 guests a week minimum and share it. But you have a conversation, you build a relationship 5 times a week. And if you really build that relationship, you're going to have a lot of people that want to join what you're doing, because they're going to trust you and they're going to see that what you're doing is for real, and that more than anything, you are authentic. I always remind people of that. There's so much marketing in the world, everybody's getting marketed all the time. You go on Facebook, you turn the TV, you're always being marketed. So people don't want to sit down with you and be marketed. They want to sit down with you and have a conversation with a friend or a family member about something you're really excited about. And they want to know, why are you so excited about it? Tell me why you're so excited. Tell me what vision you see for this, and then they'll come along. Okay, so I want to say that. So the whole outline of a presentation generally is the first thing you're going to do is you're going to share your ID and share your why. Now, you don't know what an ID is yet. We're going to review that in a moment, but your ID is really just who you are, and your why, which is why you're here. Okay, and this process also includes you building rapport with them and getting to know them, and finding hot buttons and motivating factors. A hot button is something that really moves them, something that they're passionate about. It might be their kids, it might be a certain cause, it might be their religion, it might be getting in better shape, whatever it is. You really want to not just share yourself with them, but also get to know them on a more intimate level. And I say this, and you think, well, I know my friends know me. It's like, actually what I've found is a lot of times our friends don't really know what drives us. They don't really know what we're all about. And that's what the idea is all about. Like when I sit down with people, I say, look, you know, John, we've been friends for a long time, but I actually want to take a moment to share a little bit more deeply about myself, about why I'm working with this project, what I see for it, and especially why it is that I'm looking to do something different. Because obviously we hang out a lot, we spend a lot of great time together, but we don't always, you know, open up. And I'm not trying to be all mushy, but I am trying to share with you a little bit more about why I'm here. Because obviously you don't know exactly what I'm doing, and I wouldn't do a project, I wouldn't add another project into my life unless it was something that was incredible. So before we even get into the project itself, I'd actually just like to spend a little bit of time and talk. So then I'm going to share a little bit about myself and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm going to have just a conversation. It's not just we take turns talking. Like I'm going to have we're just going to talk. And I'll say, so John, you know, obviously I know a little bit about you as friends. I know you work this job, and I know you are married and have these kids, but what are your goals? You know, what is most important to you in your life? You know, what is it that you really, really want from your life? What I'm really trying to do when I build rapport with somebody is build a relationship, connect with them, show them that we're similar, and show them that we have similar feelings about what we want from life. Because if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I really believe on a core level we all want the same thing from life, and that's just to be happy, to have freedom, to have flexibility with finances and time, to have love, to be able to give. I think we all want the same things, and if we can build that bond. But so many people, they feel separate, you know, they feel like they're the only one that feels that way. So I'm really trying to help them understand that we're the same. Like I want the same thing you want, and I've been able to find something with this project that's going to do it for me. It can do it for you too. So I'm not trying to sell them out. I'm just trying to say that we can do this together and build something together. It's not a sales pitch. It's an invitation to let's build something together. And really all you gotta do is try some health products and let's talk to some people. So after I build rapport and I get to know them a little bit better and try and I might even take notes on some of the things that they talk about, because I want to remember. Because I'm going to bring up those hot buttons and those motivating factors in the presentation to show them how this vehicle can get them what they want. We can't talk about ourselves the whole time. This presentation really is, you know, John, I know you want to spend more time with your children, but if we can create a passive income over the next, you know, year or 2 years through your health, or even sooner, I mean, that can really enable you to have more time with your kids, more time to work out, more time to pursue your passions, more time to become a ninja. I don't know, whatever it is that you want to do, you have more time to do that. You can spend more time at your church, you can pursue music, you can learn how to speak Chinese. You can do whatever you want to do if you have more time. And most people don't have a good plan, but we have a great plan here. So one of the first things I want to show you is actually a video that I saw. It's our company's corporate video. Talks a little bit about where the world is at today, and also is going to give you an idea of why our company is unique, why our project is unique, and also what we're going to do about it. So let's watch this together, and then I'll get into kind of more of the details. Okay, John? So I'll watch the solution with them. Okay, so under this video here, you'll see a link to the solution. You'll also see a place to download the 2 different presentations. We have a short, concise presentation and a little bit longer, more elaborate presentation. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the shorter one, but you guys are welcome to use whatever presentation you want. You're even welcome to edit the presentation if you want to, in a way you see fit, as long as you don't, of course, change any of the numbers. Obviously, you can't, you know, misrepresent the company in any way. So that's important, but all those things should be under this, so you can just go from here and then practice presenting, okay? So I watch the solution with them, I participate, I make sure they're engaged with the solution. Showing the solution is not a requirement, but I think it's really, really good to set the tone, and just it shows professionalism. The way it's narrated is incredible, you know, so I think that video is great if you want to use it. If you think there's other videos that might also pique the interest of your guest, we'll show those videos too. If your guest loves football, show the Tim Brown video. If your guest is an athlete, show the Sid Taberley video. He's an Athens Olympian. If your guest is really passionate about helping people, you can show some of the weight loss videos and things like that. So know your tools, and you can check out a lot of the videos on our YouTube page, because that's a lot of different tools you have to pique people's interest. Because remember, what we're trying to create this whole time in that presentation is trust. Now, if you remember the opening training, in that training we talked about their real concerns when people see the business. The real concerns are, is this real? Can I do it? And will you help me? So what I'm trying to do in the presentation the best I can is answer those questions, show more videos, share myself. Is this real? That's why it's all about we're going to do it together. Because by the time I get to opening, I really want it to be understood that they're going to do it. Because I've already answered the questions, is this real? I'll show pictures of myself at events. I'll show videos of things that we've done just to show this is a real business with real results. And I'll always be talking about how we're going to do it together, how we'll build something huge together. We're going to build a $1 million company together, and at least that's what I plan on doing. And that's why by the time I'm done with the presentation, it's like, all right, well, let's get you started. Let's figure out what sets best for you. So I think that we can, as we answer those questions through the presentation, we can do some incredible things. And what I'll say is that a lot of times new people do the best presentations because they don't know too much facts. They're just like, we're going to build an awesome team together. We're going to help a lot of people. We're going to go all over the world. It's going to be incredible. You got to come along. And then so people just keep getting started. Then when they know too much, then they try and get more technical. My wish for you is that you always keep that raw energy, that excitement, that passion, that authenticity. Share yourself. Never go back down to, let me sell you exactly why your health is the #1 opportunity in the world. Because like I said in the previous video, I would love it if everyone was so logical, but people don't move on logic, they move on how they feel. And if we can show them that this is real, they'll feel good about it and they'll do it. So we show the solution afterwards. I'll go through the presentation PowerPoint. After the PowerPoint, we will open and enroll them, and then we'll do a Fast Start training. We'll get out the Fast Start Success Guide. We'll start to go through that with them. Okay, maybe watch a few videos with them, get them enrolled in the 14-day introduction, and then we start the process of getting them trained. The sooner you can do business basics, the better. So let's go through this. One of the first things I want to help you develop is what's called your ID. Okay, your ID is very, very important, and it's really your story. It's your personal story. Okay, a lot of time we all have a story, and it's actually one of the things I've loved most about this business, is because I'm so moved by everyone. Just everyone in this world has a different story. Every single person has a different path, different experiences, different challenges, different defeats, different victories, and it's one of the most beautiful things in the world, because sometimes we all feel so separate, but really we're all so united. So your ID is your personal story, and by sharing your story and your why, that's going to help you connect with the person you're talking to. Instead of just sitting down and going through a presentation, you're sharing yourself, you're being open, you're being authentic. That's what makes your business unique, is you. It's you're being unique, you're being different, you're being yourself. You're sharing yourself with people. You of course want to try and be professional, but don't be too professional, don't be fake. Be yourself. Okay, be yourself with people so they know this isn't some mechanical version of Robbie. This is Robbie being Robbie, but he's got a little bit more belief than normal, more dreams than normal, more passion than normal. It's like, no, it's not more than normal. I just never believed I could do it until I found the right vehicle, and that's this company. That's why I have to talk to you, John. So what you want to do is when you're sharing your ID, you always want to try and create a connection. Your goal is to have them say, me too, not so what. So when I'm sharing my ID, I say, one thing I really want is to have flexibility so I can spend more time with my wife than my boss. Like, that's something that's really important to me, is that when I get married, I know that's going to be the most important relationship in my life. I don't want to have to ask my boss to spend time with my wife. And I'll say, and John, I'm sure you feel me on that one, right? That's how you are too. He's like, yeah, man. So the more that I create that connection, the more I show that we are one. We want the same thing. So what I want you to do, and this is something you need to work on your own, and you're really going to review this with your upline, okay? Is we're going to work on your ID. So you're going to see the Business Basics packet. I'm sure you have that out. If you don't, make sure you get it out. And here's how we create our ID. We talk about where I was, what I saw, what I did, how I felt, where I am now, and my why. Okay? The key to a great ID is to come from the heart and to be authentic. Okay, you don't just want to list, well, then I did this, and then I did this. Don't just list circumstances. Explain how you feel. Like, for example, if you've seen my video, the company did a documentary video on me. I share my story in that video. Okay, and that's a short 3-minute example of perhaps how to tell an ID. okay? Because I talk about how before the business, I grew up in Cincinnati, and my whole life I was pressured to go into the same sort of life cycle as my family and go to school, get a job, and study the same thing, do the same thing. But I really was confused. I felt confused because I looked around and I saw a lot of people in my life, although they followed that plan, they didn't have what they wanted, and that made me nervous. And that made me a little bit scared. Like, is my future so secure? If that's success, like, I don't know if I want to be that successful. Like, I don't know if I want to sacrifice 70, 80 hours a week, from my kids or from my wife or my dog. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. And I was sort of overwhelmed because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So when I share things like I was overwhelmed, I was nervous, I was confused, when I share emotions and I talk about how I feel, that's what connects to people. Even though we all have different circumstances of how we grew up. Some of us grew up in the ghetto. Some people grew up in the slums of Mexico. Some people grew up in the highest of wealth. It doesn't change that we've all felt alone. It doesn't change that we've all been worried about our future. It doesn't mean we all haven't wondered, like, what's the future hold for us, So I talk about how when my father went into cardiac arrest, how much that scared me, and how I was scared a little bit for my future. Like, do I want to do this? I was really, really confused. I got frustrated. I was honestly angry about where I was at, because I'm like, if this is all there is to it, like, as all life is just work, and I never see the people I love, like, I don't want to sign up for that class, So when I'm talking to someone, I'm trying to share myself with them. I want them to know that this isn't me doing a sales pitch on you. Like, this is Robbie, and I'm not, like, so emotional about the past, but like, I'm real with myself about it, and I'm willing to share that with you. And when you do that, it sort of melts the ice, because sometimes people sit down with you and they expect you to be selling them. But when I start from the heart and I share myself with them first, that shows them that this is actually something different. This isn't just like some crazy sales pitch. This is a human talking to another human about their life. And when I'm open, by being open, I am empowering them to be open as well. Once again, like the why train, when I share my why, it empowers them to be open to their why. And this really is a relationship business. I think relationships and service is the long-term business. And today in 2012, business has to be about authenticity. It has to be about being real, because if it's not, people will go find somewhere else. So that's why I think that that's why this is very, very important. So what I want you to do, and you can pause the video here if you want to, or you can just finish the video and then do it later. I want you to take that space you have in the Business Basics packet, and I want you to write out your ID. Where I was, what I saw. When you looked around at your life, so where were you when you grew up, or where were you before the business? It might be a little different for you. And you could say before the business, I was working 60 hours a week at a corporate job, and I looked around, and I really didn't have an exit plan in my job. And I was really, really frustrated, and I didn't really know what to do about it. I really didn't know what to do. And of course, that wasn't my story, so I want you guys to share your story the way you would share it. Okay, don't like copy my story. You can find your story. But what I want you to do is really, you should work this through with your upline, practice with them, see if you can make sure you develop a good story. But at the very least, spend time on that in yourself, because you want to be able to share what you've gone through with people, and then it all comes back to where you are now and your why for this company. And sometimes people think, well, I haven't made that much money yet. How can I say where I am now? And it's not about you've made so much money that's powerful. It's that, and even though I went through those challenges, when I found Yo Health, I saw a whole different side of things. I never really felt like I had an exit plan before. I never really felt like I could make passive income before. I never thought that I would really be able to see my grandkids or raise my kids or have any flexibility. And based upon everything I've learned here, I have a totally different perspective on life. Seriously, I see so much more now for myself. I believe so much more in myself, and I believe so much in what we can do for people. I don't feel like I was affecting anybody before. Now I feel like I can make a difference in the world. It's crazy. And what I really see for myself now, and then you share your why. So just because you haven't made a ton of money yet, because if you're brand new, you haven't made a ton of money yet, it doesn't mean you can't demonstrate a change, a positive change, because of what you've seen here so far. So make sure you communicate that to people. You don't just want to be all like, oh, I had these challenges and that I'm still challenged. You wanna show people that no, I see more now. I believe more now. That's why I had to sit down with you, because this is something that I think could change our lives. And if you have that sort of passion, that energy, man, it moves people. It gets people excited, and then they believe more in themselves, and we create an upward spiral of people believing, people empowered, people fighting for their goals and their dreams. Might sound hokey to some people, but those people probably don't have hopes and dreams. So we're going to focus on the people that still believe something is possible. Okay, so if you want to take a break now, you can work on your ID. It might take you 15, 20, 30 minutes. If you have a little little mental block, I really suggest that you work it through with your upline anyway. Once again, all these videos are just a supplement, just a reminder, just a little bit of an addition to your local business basics and the practice you should get with your upline or sponsor. So now I'm going to go into the next part and go through the main points of the presentation slides and really the keys of doing an effective presentation, okay? The real keys of this, one is you want to talk in terms of their interests. Okay, don't go out there and just sell people on why something's so great. Like for example, if I'm talking about the DSA, and I say, well, just so you know, the Your Health is we're a part of the DSA, which is called the Direct Sales Association. And what that really means for you, or what's the most important about the DSA, is there's a lot of network marketing companies that aren't part of the DSA, and there's still companies, but you wonder about the stability of the company, you wonder about the ethics of the company, whereas our company, just so you know, is actually a top 3 finalist for the Rising Star in the entire network marketing industry with the DSA for the Ethos Awards for business operations. So more than anything, obviously, if you're anything like me, I'm sure you'd want to be involved with a company that has the highest standards of business ethics. You want to be involved with a company that has the highest standards of the way it treats the customers, the way it treats the reps, the quality of the product, everything. And that's what being a part of the DSA really means. So just so you know, if you had any concerns about, not necessarily the legitimacy, but just how on point, how sharp is this company, it's as sharp as it can get. So the reason why, I'm not just like saying, oh yeah, now we're part of the DSA, that's Direct Sales Association. That's boring. The reason why I elaborate a little bit more on it, if I focus on that point, is because I really want to show them, look, this isn't just some like podunk little mini company that you have to be worried about the quality, not just of the product, but of the leadership, of the spirit of the company, of the philosophy of the founders of the company. To be on the Rising Star of the DSA is a massive statement about what this company stands for. So I always talk, you don't want to just list facts. You want to talk in terms of what this fact means for them. You want to focus on benefits, not the facts. Okay? Not that the thing is, the facts of course matter, right? But the point is, people don't remember the facts, and people don't act on fact. They act on feeling. So if we get people really excited, they see the vision for themselves, they get started, and then they go research the facts, look at the facts, the facts back it up. So people get started because they believe, they see what you see, they have vision, they don't know all the facts, but they believe enough to try. And then as they go through training, they see, wow, the facts are crazy. Like for example, in our presentation, we only show 3 ways of getting paid in our company. It's enough to get people excited. But actually, if you research the facts of our compensation plan, we have 6 different ways we get paid, way more lucrative than we show in the presentation. We just avoid talking all about it in the presentation because it is a little bit more complex. We don't want to overwhelm people. But when you learn about the generation check match and the leadership pool, it's crazy. Our long-term income here is crazy. But we can't talk about it all the time because it would confuse people, and our presentations would be 4 hours. We don't have time for that. So all I want to do is share a great vision, share about myself, connect with this person. All the presentation is we're just getting them excited enough to try the products out and get started. We don't need to show them how Your Health is what they should do the rest of their lives. They'll get that as they go through training, as they learn more of the facts, as they go. Okay? So don't list the facts, just focus on what this means for them, what this can do for them, and remember the whole time, remember the motivating factors and hot buttons you learned when you built rapport. You want to share the presentation in terms of what these people want. Share it in terms of the passions the guest has. Don't just like blah blah blah. Like don't just like go through the slides and then just not interact. Like when you go through a slide, you want to be interacting with them. You don't just like go slide next. They just sit there bored. This is a conversation. So I want to make sure that you guys interact with it. It's engaging. And that's how a really powerful presentation can be. For example, if someone's passionate about music, okay, help them see how creating a residual income through Your Health can give them the flexibility to pursue this passion. Something small like that. Like if someone's really passionate about music, playing shows, traveling, singing, show them how really, how much money do you need to make passively, John, to be able to travel and or build a studio in your home. It doesn't take that much money. It just takes a little bit of time. If you're making $5,000 or $6,000 a month, which we can work towards over the next year or 2 or less, depending upon how hard you want to work, John, we can create that. It's been done. It's been done before. Michael Moe has an entire karaoke studio in his house, like a $25,000 karaoke studio in his house, and he started here the same way we did. So you always want to talk in terms of what they want, because it really is meant to be customized to them. And that's why Your Health is the ultimate vehicle, because any of us can drive it, and it takes us wherever we want to go. Okay, so let's go into slides. So once again, the presentation I'm showing you here is the concise one, is the shorter one. There is an extended one that we have that talks a little bit more about business. It's a little bit more elaborate, but a lot of times it's sometimes easier for a new person because they can kind of like focus on the slides a little bit more. The slides walk it through a little bit more. I like this one. I like both of them, but this one is cool too. This is the one that's on the company website. And this one starts with the problem, which is one of the problems is our economy today, as well as health. Okay, and then it goes into the products, the sets, and the compensation. So what I'm not going to do here is I'm not going to tell you exactly how to go over each slide, because there is no exact way to go over each slide. If you've paid attention to this video so far, you know what's most important is having a conversation, building a connection, building rapport, building trust, and then when you go through these things, sharing how it relates to them. So this slide, for example, is about the economy and the challenges in our economy today, which are well documented. If people just turn on the TV or CNN, or they go to CNN.com or whatever, you'll find out what's going on today. But what I always tell people here is that, obviously today in the economy things are very, very stressed, both in America and Europe and all over the world. People thought they had a really great plan, and more often than not, it's getting progressively pushed back. Kids are coming out of school into a lot of debt. They thought they were going to have these incredible jobs, red carpet rolled out, going to their job, and it's just not that way. Most people don't even have jobs in their majors. So many people are paying off their college debt into their 40s. The baby boom generation is really struggling. And I'll say, John, like I'm sure you have people in your family that thought they had this really great plan. It just seems like their careers keep getting pushed back, their flexibility keeps getting pushed back. It really is a tough time today. So I tell people, like, look, we're going to be talking a little bit about money in this project, John. But obviously, I'm sure, John, you agree with me that money's not everything. Money is not everything, but money does take a toll on the most important things. I mean, money takes a toll on relationships. I wish it didn't, but money does take a toll on relationships. Money does take a toll on the quality of food you can buy for yourself and your kids. Money does take a toll on the quality of education you can get for your family. So money is important. And today there's more challenges than there ever have been in our economy, and now it's time to prepare for it. And that's where our company is really making a difference. Okay, and I talk about where our company's at, because really most companies in today's economy are struggling. They're not growing massive percentages. They're not blowing up. They're not doing anything. They're just trying to survive. Whereas our company has grown 301% since 2008. And you can see the numbers on here, and you can see all this stuff. But this slide really is all about timing. And if you just want to help them, give your vision, share your vision of what it means to be at the right place at the right time. Because being at the right place at the right time is more valuable than being the smartest person in the world. I mean, if you're at the right place, right time, you can do incredible things. And you want to show them how hitting momentum at one time can give them abundance for a lifetime. You can pass it on to their kids. And in your health, we really are there, guys. We really are in a place where we've crossed that threshold, that $40–50 million threshold. This company is really growing. We have the patented product line, the best compensation plan, the best leadership. We really are in a place where this company, my vision, whether we like it or not, this company's gonna be $1 billion company. So it might as well be us. And whenever I talk to people, no matter where I am, everywhere is still so small. Like if I'm in Texas doing a presentation, I'll just say like, look, John, whether we do this or not, Texas is going to be a multi-million-dollar business for this company. It might as well be us, bro. Like we might as well do this together. So let's get into this thing, So I'm just talking about us. Like we're going to build this together. This slide is all about timing. Okay, but now of course it doesn't matter how good the timing is unless you have a great product. And I'm sure you guys agree with me, okay, that unless the product is incredible, it's really hard to want to be a part of the company. And so many people, they just care about money alone, and as long as it makes money, they really could care less how good the product is. And sometimes we judge those people, but it's like, come on now, everyone's got to pay their mortgage. But let's just be clear about us. At least we get to have our cake and we get to eat it too, because our product line is really incredible. What I talk about, see, this slide is all about NDS, and I spent a lot of time on what it means to have a patented product. I'll say, look, now your health has gone to the extent of our product patented. To have a patented product is actually an incredible accomplishment in today's nutraceutical world, or today's supplement world. The reason why is because there's so many supplements on the market, and to get a patent, you have to prove that your product line not only is unique and innovative, not like other products, but that it works, clinically proven to work. Okay, that's a huge point, because people do look at this like, wow, I just want to see if these products work. It's like, no, we've done the clinical studies. These products work. These products are proven to help assist in weight management, proven to help promote healthier skin, proven to help people's energy levels, proven to help them attain a higher nutritional profile. There's no like I cross my fingers about it type of thing here. This has already been done. We did the years of research and the clinical studies to prove that it's done. And I say from a business perspective, if you have a product that works, like two great things happen. One is that people continue to use it, right, John? People continue to use it. The next thing is people tell people about it. This is how word of mouth phenomenon start, is people have a great product. I always compare it to Apple. Like, really, Apple products, I love them. Like, I love them, you know, I love them. They're reliable, they're long-term, in fact, they might be a little bit more expensive, but you get what you pay for. And it's the same thing with our products. They might be a little bit more expensive in some circumstances, but you get what you pay for, and this you put into your body. So let's not be cheap about what we put into our body. I mean, the same people that say they can't afford these products are the same people that buy $2,000 Apple laptops. It's all a value thing. So I just tell people that this product line really will change your life so much, and we're so confident in it, and we're so certain. That's why we have a 30-day money-back guarantee, as in people can use at least each product one time all the way through, and if they're not satisfied with it, they can get a refund. So there really is no risk for people. This isn't like some huge risk we're taking, John. All we gotta do is try it. It's as simple as we can get in front of this huge trend, we can get healthier, and all we gotta do is try the product, and that gets us enrolled to be in this business. It's crazy, and that really is crazy for business, guys. So that's why you know, most businesses are massive investments, you know, whereas this is just try the products out, get healthier, refer it to some friends, let's build a team, let's change the world. So after I'm done with this slide, I say, okay, there's a few different sets that you can get. You have to be confident on this slide, like this point notes here. You have to be confident whenever the prices come up, because sometimes people get really like nervous about the prices. It's like, look, our products are the best in the world. People are getting a business for a very small amount of money, and all they gotta do is get healthier, use the products, and they have a business. So I just say, well, look, there's the three main sets people get are the basic set, the starter set, and the super starter set. They go anywhere from $400 to a little over $800. Okay, like any company, the more product you get, the better deal it is. So I'm always just telling them, look, the best deal is the super starter set if you can afford it. Really, whatever set that's right for you will help you get that. If you just want to try it out, then you get a basic set. You want to go somewhere in the middle, get a starter set. If you just want to get the best deal, that's the super starter set. But we'll talk afterwards, and we'll figure out which set is best for you, and we'll go from there. Like I said, the biggest one is the best deal. You get free membership, free shipping, all kinds of free stuff. But really, whatever set you get is up to you. Okay, and I really care less about what set you get and more about just like building this with you, John. And we'll go from there. So really, to me, it's not about selling them the biggest set. It's about being confident, showing them that I believe that the biggest, by showing that I believe in the biggest set, is showing that I believe in the business. It's showing that I believe that this is worth it. So whether they get the biggest set or not really doesn't matter. Like if you're like me, you're not here just to get the first order bonus. Like, please don't be here for the first order bonus. This is a business. You can do that if you want to, but really, it's more your job. Your job is to help your guest or customer get what's best for them. Like if they shouldn't spend the money, like in terms of like well, maybe I guess I could like not pay rent. Don't let them do that. Okay, like you should give them a set for sure, because we can help them get paid right away. We can retail the products and make great money. But if they need to get a smaller set, get them a smaller set. Now if they have a credit card or they can do it, well then get them a bigger set, because it's a much better deal. Of course what they get is up to them, and you need to respect that. You can always promote the benefits of the bigger set, but of course just help them get it right for them. In terms of compensation, I talk about how this is the now money. Okay, this is the now money. Our company has both now money and long term, because of course, even though of course we're here for the long term, we do need to get paid now. And I talk about how simple it is. You know, like for example, we have retail profits. We of course as representatives here, we get all the products for wholesale, which means we can make up to 30, even up to 40% in some circumstances of retailing the products. I give some examples of how, like, what if you know people that are personal trainers? What if you know gyms, chiropractors, salons? If you can get them to sell the product out of that facility, man, you can make some great money. Then I talk about first order bonus, and I really just say, hey, you know, John, my goal with you really in the first week or two is like, let's think about the top 20 people in your life, John. How many of them could stand to get healthier, maybe lose some weight, put on some muscle, have more energy, and perhaps also make some extra money? He says, oh, at least, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people like that. I said, well, at the very least, let's try and find 5 or 6 people to get started. Okay, let's try and get you 5 or 6 first order bonuses in your first 2 or 3 weeks, John. That's like one of our first goals. I think people can get a lot more than that. I think if people are slow, they won't get any. It really is up to them. I just give an example here. So I was like, so John, if we can go out there and refer, let's say 6, just the basic set, the 400 PV set, you know, you'll make at least about $500 in first order bonus in your first week or 2. It'll pay back your basic set that you're planning on getting. Okay, you know, you can give examples of, you know, say John, if they get the 800 set, it's $160 each. It's a pretty good deal. 20% is first order bonus. You know, our checks print on Mondays in your health, and in Ohio they come on Thursdays. Maybe in Texas they arrive on Wednesdays. You guys beat us by a day. So that's the now money. I just give some examples. I keep it very simple. When it comes to the power of two, the long-term slide here, I just try and keep it very, very simple. And I just say, look, I'm going to give you an idea of how incredible the company can be. Really, with great products and a great plan, we can build an exponential business. But it really is called the power of two because it's simple. Really, your goal, John, is really just help find your first two customers. The first two people that are either going to use the products or also join this with you. It's totally up to you who that is, but we'll build it together. Of course, we should try and get more than two. But John, here's the key to our business. The key to our business, John, is sponsorship. I talk a lot about support. More than anything, because I want them to know that I'm going to support them, and that is how the company works. Like, if I don't take care of these two people that I sponsor, they're not going to auto ship, they're not going to keep using it, and they're definitely not going to refer people. I was like, John, but if we take care of people, John, if we support them, help them get results, two great things happen. One, they keep using it, and John, because it's your customer and your business, you get paid monthly. It's called residual. Next, if they like it, they'll very likely tell people about it, or they'll want to join the team and promote it with you. So John, if you can get two customers, do you think we can help them get two customers as well? Simple, no? That's 4. If we help those 4 the same way, they can get 8 and 16 and so on. Okay, now if we do that over the course of the next few years, it doesn't happen overnight. I always make these disclaimers because some people, they're just like, oh, you're just trying to it's just a get rich quick thing. It's like, this doesn't happen overnight. Okay, this is a business. Some people get no customers. Some people talk to a ton of people. That's up to them. Not everyone talks to 2. Some talk to 0, some talk to 50. Up to them. This doesn't happen overnight. And, sometimes people are like, oh, is this just all about recruiting? I'm just like, well, one, do we want more reps? Obviously, because the more reps we have, the more customers they'll bring in. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people are so funny because obviously we draw the 2, 4, 8, 16, so they don't get it. But every company wants to have more sales reps because that means more customers come in. Why are there 21,000 Starbucks? Because you can't sell that much coffee from one Starbucks. It's really simple. This is why companies franchise. We just franchise through individuals without buildings, and big companies or big franchises, they franchise through people with buildings. We just don't waste $1 million in the building, and we have the same income potential and more expansion potential. So I say, so John, it might take you a year, it might take you 3 or 4 years. I think David Uriarte in Mexico did this in his first year. But the example here, John, of course, is the only example. The example here is you have about 2,000 customers in this total example, John, give or take. Jonathan, our average customer buys about $200 a month in products, give or take. Some buy more, some buy less. But if we can do this, John, it's always we, together, us. If we can do this over the next few years, John, that's a passive income, residual income of $20,000 a month. Now we always talk about I'm like, John, $20,000 a month has certainly been done before. But the key here is the per month part. Is these customers, these 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 customers, they're going to use the products whether we like it or not. If we're off on a cruise, because John and I are going on a cruise on Thursday. If we're off on a cruise, they're not going to call us and say, Robbie, are you on a cruise? Oh, well, I don't want to be healthy anymore. Obviously, that's not the case. If you have a great system with a great product, people will continue to use it, and people will continue to get paid. So it's the per month part that matters. It's the fact that it's residual. And I'm like, Jonathan, even with $10,000 a month, that's more than enough money for them. I think, right, John, for you to be able to pursue music and to pursue your passions full time, or to be able to spend time with, your beautiful wife and your kids, right? So, John, I know that we can do this. I've met people that have done it before. I know we can build this together. Okay. So, last but not least is the call to action. It's just the last page here. As after reading this slide, this is your chance to share your vision for your area and your team. This is where you're going to say, John, what I really see for us is. And this is your time. This is your time to shine more and to really show what you see. Share with them how you see this can affect their life. Share with them how it can affect the passions and hot buttons you learned when you built rapport. Then as soon as it's done, all right, say, John, obviously the presentation was awesome. I like to think so. And we should get this thing started. John, did you see a set that was best for you in the presentation? I'll get an application out right there and start the opening process, which was step 4. Okay, so guys, this was just an example, 2 presentations. Okay, this is the second video. Obviously, there was a product video, and this is the opportunity video. Guys, this was only an example. This was only some tips on presenting. Okay, if I was going to conclude with a few tips, is that most important is you treating this like a conversation. Most important is you building trust. Most important is you being open and being authentic with them. okay, and really talking in terms of their interest, showing them how this vehicle, your health, can change their life, and how you guys will do it together. You'll expand together, you'll travel together, and you'll see the world together. And I think that's why I created a little bit of success here, is because I wasn't just making a sale to my friends. Like, I really want to travel the world with my friends. I really want to feel like I'm a part of people's lives changing. Like, that's what gives me the most value in my life. Of course I want to make money. Like, I want to have money because I don't want to have to worry about it. It's more just like, so I can push that aside, so I can focus on the things that give me the most personal satisfaction, which is service. It's feeling like I'm making a difference. It's spending time with the people that I love, being healthy, living a great life. And that's what it's all about. So I hope you guys understand. I think the presentation is so powerful, and sometimes people overcomplicate it because they feel like they need to know all the info. And I say, no, more than that, just get to know the person you're talking to and share with them your vision and share with them what you guys will do together here, and they're going to want to join you in this business. So guys, that's pretty much it for presentation. Check out the other videos if you haven't already, but my big advice to you is get out there, talk to some people, all right? Get out there. The first time, it's going to be weird. It's going to be so weird, maybe, Some of you might be like accomplished speakers, so it won't be weird for you, but it might be weird. But who cares? Be real. That's my biggest thing. Even if you don't know all the slides, they don't know what they're supposed to hear, right? So just make sure you don't make sure you're compliant. Make sure you don't like bend the numbers or like over exaggerate, because that's not good. That's not part of our rules, okay? But sharing your vision, there's no lid on that. Sharing what you believe you can do, what you guys can do together. So don't overthink it. Just get out there, have fun, share your business with people, and let's build this thing, okay? All right, guys, check out the other videos, and I hope to see you soon.